Hi guys, my name is Grace and I'm doing a twin flame reading, energy check on both divine masculine and divine feminine during this time, and it will be slightly different format because I was just guided to do it this way because I always do just the divine masculine, but I feel guided to do the divine feminines as well. Probably because I am going through the same crazy things that you are going through right now. I believe most divine feminines are watching these videos anyway, and so I will talk on divine feminine's perspective, but this is both for divine masculine and divine feminine on where we currently at as twin flames. And also, what else? Um, to be honest with you, sometimes I just feel like I still have this like doubts within myself, and I feel like I might be purging those out. That's why it's coming up, and I'm getting triggered by people's judgment and towards me, and when I know I shouldn't really be. But yeah, that's what I think I'm learning from right now, to just speak my truth like I should always be anyway, and to just serve my purpose anyway, because no matter what I feel like I'm saying this because you can probably relate to this too. No matter what I say or do, as long as it's no matter what you say or do, as long as it's your personal truth, I feel like that's what matters, and your intentions, as long as you're coming from pure intentions, and people are gonna say things anyway, because no matter what you say or do, they will see it. They will see what they want to see. They will see it according to their own perspective. Doesn't mean that what they're saying is not real, because it's real to them in their own truth. Also, as divine feminine, I get triggered too with all this purging and all these things and energy shifts. So sometimes I don't feel like doing divine masculine readings, to be honest, but because I'm trying to block. Sometimes I'm trying to block my divine masculine. Like, I just don't want to feel his energy and where he's currently going through right now, but I don't fully really succeed on that, because the signs and synchronicities will only worsen when I do that, because that's like unnatural for me to do, especially that I have awakened to this already. And yeah, so if you're currently going through right now, that's what I feel like we are going through. And also, yeah, that's why I don't do divine masculine readings, but every Friday, or I think it's Saturday now, but just every before weekend, I try to do at least divine masculine, divine feminine check, energy check. So yeah, that's that. And also, another message that I feel guided to tell you is, I typed this. I feel like this is like a channeled message. Also, I don't want to label what this is, but I feel like this is the message that I meant to say right now, because I remember this message today, and I really feel guided that this is the message that I should relay to all the people that has felt guided to watch this reading. So you might get something from it. So yeah, I typed it up on my phone. So yeah. Okay. So I said here, I don't want you to rely just on tarot readings. Tarot card readings. Very ironic because I do tarot card readings. And also, it doesn't matter how much card readings and readings you book and watch if you don't do the work. And no matter how many tarot readings you watch or tarot readings you book, if you don't do the work, it won't work. And at the same time, your own intuition and your own connection to to source is what you should follow. And yeah, when you're watching these videos anyway, you'll know if that resonates with you or not. Some readers won't resonate with you, some readers will do. And I'm glad that you're watching this and you feel that you resonate with me. And so I'm thankful for that. So yeah, I want to say thank you to the people who always watches my videos or resonates with my videos. So that's the side note. Also, I felt this day when I was doing this, I felt guided to ask for an advice through a tarot reading. And I don't remember the cards that came out, but I listed every single one. It's like a journal and reflection. I basically read those cards and this is what came up. So I asked the main problems why people resist on surrendering to the divine plan. To this part of divine plan really is this twin flame journey. Because whether you remember it or not, you've signed up for this. Apparently, I don't too, but I feel like throughout this process of awakening doesn't really stop, and I feel like the ascension process and awakening doesn't stop. It just, when you feel like you're awakened already, you awaken more. And so yeah, why do people don't surrender to divine plan? First, the first point that I got is that they have a wrong perspective on strength. People believe that and we've been conditioned with no pain, no gain. And to some extent, yes, that's true, but it shouldn't really be all work and pain. If you think it's supposed to be hard, this journey or whatever you're going through right now, then it will be hard. It's how you view it at the same time that's what's manifest. So if you view it as hard, it will be hard. Instead of thinking you are going to suffer and it will be hard, think of it instead as a challenge. Real inner strength is quiet. It doesn't boast. It doesn't have to prove itself. You will just feel the presence. Real strength is not measured by how much you've accomplished, nor how much mistakes that you have done in your life. It doesn't really need an explanation. The most important thing in life is you don't stop. You don't give up, and you learn. Getting the things that you really desire, manifesting it in reality. Everything that you desire is already existing. The moment you put your thoughts to it, the moment you start to visualize it. We are very powerful. Most of the time, we manifest by default. Sometimes, really, we manifest the wrong thing. Because if our thoughts are filled with negative thinking and negative thoughts, then that's what will keep happening into our life. And It's only a matter of aligning your vibration to what you really want. So the second point, why do people doesn't resist on surrendering to the divine plan, to this divine plan? We are so conditioned to get what we want now. Getting everything in an instant. I mean, every product in the market, you'll find instant. Instant. When I was thinking about instant, the first thing that came into my mind is instant noodles. So yeah, but I know you already get my point with the instant. If you really learn to work with the universe, there is a balance of doing your work for the thing that you want, but not overdoing it in a way that you're releasing the attachment to when it is going to come, and just trusting the universe and trusting in divine timing. So I think what I mean with this is that you'll know when you follow your intuition and you're in touch with yourself. You'll know when you need to take action and when you need to just surrender and let the universe do its magic. So there's a balance with that, and you'll thank the universe why it happened that way, and when it already manifested, and you'll know the reason why it was delayed, what you really want, or why it didn't happen the way you want it to be. And I also remember seeing the Four of Pentacles, which means to me holding on to comfort zone. Holding on to our comfort zone. The beliefs and action you've been used to doing. And the third point, people are afraid of getting ridiculed and ostracized or singled out by society. That's why they don't surrender to the divine plan. Mainly, it's external people and situation. The more you awaken, which happens whether you think you are ready or not, especially, it just happens, you awaken. Especially with the same people, if you're not vibrating on the same level anymore with the people around you, you can still interact with them, but basically their thought process or consciousness is different from yours. It just happens, and when you awaken more, and I had this realization where, yes, I'm still existing here with my family and my friends, but they don't see what I see. They don't feel what I feel, because I'm basically living on a different dimension now. But I'm still existing in the same place, but resonating with a different dimension now. And doesn't mean that I'm any better than them, that I'm resonating in a different dimension and a higher dimension than them. It just means I'm just in a different dimension. So they don't see what I see, they don't feel what I feel. And I was frustrated at first when I weren't aware. I'm almost forcing them to see and feel what I feel, especially with this twin flame thing. Some people will be open to it, just, but still be skeptical about it, because I feel like unless they experience it themselves, they will understand. And I personally, those friends that I am open to and I'm talking are open to this twin flame thing, and I talked to them about this. One of my friends, we really don't talk anymore. I still love her, but it's like we're like oil and water. We just don't mix. So I respect that. Second, my other friend was just awakening. She's spiritually awakening, but she still doesn't know if she's a twin flame. My other friend, she met someone who she thinks is a twin flame. Two of my friends, and she's telling me now how everything I told her is now making sense, because she's now experiencing what I'm experiencing, and I'm having chills while I'm saying that. And what happened with her is she I feel like it was instant for her. She didn't really have to go through this separation thing. She just met this person, and they just and I feel like the other person is more aware that with this twin flame journey, the other person told her that she probably is her twin flame. And so my friend told me that she was so shocked when this person told her that about the twin flame thing, because I kept telling her about it. So yeah, basically back on this. So I'm almost forcing them to see and feel what I feel when they weren't ready to really be open to this. And they say some people weren't meant to awaken in this lifetime. So yeah, that's their purpose in this lifetime. So they don't really it doesn't really we shouldn't really force them if they don't want to be open to this. And also, yeah, like this all comes with good intentions too, because I really want to help them, but you can only show them. We cannot really force them to accept the help, because I want to make them feel good the same way I'm feeling. And I'm always wanting to do their work for them, to do their own healing for them, and almost trying to fix this person. But we all know that don't work also. And also, I got triggered too when they see my intentions negatively. Basically, when a person is resonating in a lower vibration, they get triggered simply by you being happy in your presence, which I didn't understand before. So the final message for all of you is being happy where you are in your journey while looking forward for what's to come. So yeah, be happy where you currently are in your journey and look forward for what's to come, because this is just a whole of like a roller coaster ride. And yeah, if you still want to go through this journey, you can. But if you feel like you don't want to, you feel guided to not continue to this, I feel like you're allowed to do that. Because I'm getting some people where they want new love now, they want to manifest a new love now, and because they feel like it's not happening, so they might probably need to connect with another soulmate. We have multiple soulmates, at least that's what I believe, but only one twin flame. So I mean, that's up to you. Maybe manifesting another soulmate is what will make this process, what will help this process, and that's probably what you need to do. So I totally respect that. But since you're still watching this video, you still probably want to be on this journey. You're choosing to be on this journey. So it's like that's your free will to go with the flow with this. So yeah, that's the message. it's already 20 minutes, so I'll start this reading. I'll probably timestamp this or not. I mean, I don't know. Anyway. So, this reading. So I asked where I'll do the divine feminine and divine masculine. Ask for the general energy of the divine feminines and where they're currently at. And I got the dream, a beautiful dream. And yeah, what I'm getting from this card intuitively is that 9 plus 1 is a 10, so it's a 1. Divine feminine's energy is wanting to have this new beginning and fresh start, and at the same time I feel like they're connecting. It could probably be that your divine for some of you, that your divine masculine are on a different country or state, so that's why there's this like world and like disconnections here. And I feel like through this journey on where you're currently at, divine feminines, you connect more with people, because through this journey you learn unconditional love. So when you learn unconditional love, you naturally have that empathy with other people. And when you didn't really care before, you feel like so separated before and alone, but through this journey you met other people that are on this twin flame journey, and you like meet other people within this community that are wanting to go through their ascension process and wanting to go through self-mastery, because basically this journey is all about, first and foremost, about the self-mastery anyway and healing, because twin flames are actually there. And I feel like the romantic part is only secondary to the mission that the twin flames are meant to go to. So when we unite with our twin flames, that's not the end of it. It's not like it's not just a happy ever after. Of course we want that, but after that, it's like we're just getting ready for the mission that we will share to the world. So yeah. So I feel like the divine feminines are still visualizing what they want to manifest. I feel like these manifestations, and I feel like this is connected to world card. This is like the ending of cycles. And mind you, how many world cards I saw on this reading, especially from the divine feminine side and the connecting energy. World card and a world card. This is like on the soul, and this is on the heart of divine feminines. So basically, three world cards. There's glare, and the cosmos is also a world card, but it's a connecting energy on the mind. So let's see on this book. This reading will probably be long, but you probably don't mind it anyway because you clicked on this. Dream a beautiful dream. I just feel guided to look at the book. Okay. So yeah, basically, this is where the divine feminine's energy are. They're manifesting, whether you're consciously aware of it or not, as divine feminine that's watching this. The urge to create is the same within you as it is for the universal creator. It is also has the same magical ability to draw harmony into being and to find beautiful order in chaos. This includes bringing harmony and the perfect balance of well-being into your body, mind, and emotions. This is also the part of you that wants to dream of beauty and bring it to life in as many ways as possible. In how you eat, dress, look, behave, make love, create art, relate to your community. This is basically the divine feminines finally seeing the silver lining in everything, whether it's all perspective anyway, through this chaos, and finally understanding that whatever struggle they may have been through, there's there's this learning behind it, and being thankful for everything, every experience, unpleasant or pleasant experience that they've been through. So yeah. If you have come to believe that your love of beauty is superficial rather than a genuine expression of your heart's appreciation of symmetry, harmony, and grace, then you may block your ability to create harmony in your life. You may believe it to be an unworthy goal, yet beauty, genuine beauty, rather than superficial glamour, flows from within. It is an expression of radiance within the heart and the love of life. So yeah, basically loving life from all forms, from all shapes and forms. And I feel like that's the message for you if this is seeing beauty in a different way. I don't feel like I have to explain that more. So, with the divine masculines, their general energy, we have here trust yourself. So, whether the divine masculines are seeing that they're growing, that they're transforming, this is just a confirmation card that they are. Whether we as divine feminines are seeing them as growing and transforming, what the spirit says that they are. And throughout this process, they're learning to trust their intuition. It's like this animalistic intuition. Like animals, they are where they are supposed to be at the right time. So animals don't really need time like we humans are. They know when to eat or where to hide or those things. And yeah, they probably might not see the divine masculines that they're growing and they're learning throughout this, especially if they're focusing on the negative things. But they're transforming, and they're where they need to be right now in their path. And what else from the book? Divine masculines, you are wise. You know how to grow even without knowing how you know. So frustration comes when divine masculines, because this is for divine masculines, I know this applies for divine feminines too. When your frustration comes when you overthink on how things happen, sometimes you just you just need to let it flow. Sometimes logic can't explain things, and you know how to grow even without knowing how you know. Sometimes you don't need to know how. Like the ancient forest, spectacular galaxies, and the acorn that becomes the oak, there is a natural intelligence for growth that is beyond logic and reason. It just happens. At the deepest levels, we are governed by this force that is so palpable. It literally shapes the world. And we have here, shapes the world. Divine feminine energy. So, I feel like by the divine masculines trusting this intuition and trusting their intuition, whether they're aware of this journey or not, where they're going to and where they're connecting to is to their divine feminines. So that's beautiful. And this is like at the bottom of the deck. Both divine masculines and divine feminines just needs to focus on their own light instead of whatever, just viewing the light, focusing on the light instead of viewing it through the darkness that we are releasing. I mean, those darkness that we have, those shadows aspect of ourselves, we still need to learn from that. But the message is to focus on our light so that we may able to bring this connection into form and our mission as twin flames into form. So that's that. Now, I asked on where the first card here is, where are the divine feminines currently at in this twin flame or spiritual journey. Those two are just the energy checks. So this is looking in this more detail. And I have here riding the wave, but it's in reverse. And I feel like this is the changes that is currently happening to divine feminines. And I feel like most divine feminines are not riding the wave and not going through along the changes, not flowing through the changes. I feel like we're trying to go against the grain and we're trying to resist. There's so much resistance. So I feel like that's where we're currently at. I feel like what makes this journey more tolerable is we just let it flow. Let those expectations go. Where we're currently at in our 3D, in our material world, in the physical that we're currently seeing, divine feminines are in deep freeze. And I feel like we're stuck in terms of the physical. We just feel like we probably feel so isolated too from our divine masculines. But I feel like we just need to build this strength and this inner light within us and focus on the light so that we might be able to, when you focus on your light, you'll be able to tow this cold, like tow this snow around us. And we might not feel stuck before. So how do you do that? You focus on your own passions. You focus on what keeps that fire in your belly so that you focus on just loving life, whether your divine masculines are with you in the physical or not. But yeah, I feel this energy too. I'm feeling this energy actually before I did this reading. So I was like, I'm not balanced enough to do this card reading. But I feel like that's a block for me because that's like telling me I'm not good enough. But at the same time, I still just want to it. And also what's blocking me is my perfectionism. I just want to get this reading right. And I honor this gift that I have so much that I just don't want to do it when I'm not balanced enough. But sometimes it's not really that. When I did this reading and I just ride the wave instead of resisting it, I felt so much calmer, so much better, and I happened to understand better where where the Divine Feminines Collective are currently at made me understand better why I'm experiencing these things, why I'm feeling stuck in the material world. So yeah, we just need to shine our own light to be able to tow this and continue on our inner healing, because this really reminds me of the Strength card. And also Leo with the lion there. So now, how are the Divine Feminines seeing the connection, this connection with their Divine Masculines? And we have here the Bone Collector in reverse. So for me, this is like, for me, those bones, those collections of bones, whatever this is about, I feel like those are collections of the memories with the Divine Masculines. And some of them of value, some of them are not of value. But we've acquired them. And I feel like this is about how the Divine Feminines are viewing this connection. I feel like some Divine Feminines, it's just a matter of them releasing these connections on the past, not living in the past. That's probably why some Divine Feminines feel stuck, is because they're living in the past. And when you are living in the past, it means that you are unhappy in the present moment and you're feeling uncertain of your future. So just look where you need to fix that, and what's blocking you on being happy in your present moment. Because what really matters is that we are happy in this present moment, whether we're with our Divine Masculines or not. And I feel like also what I got from this is that some Divine Feminines are feeling like they don't want to be in this twin flame journey anymore. They just want to detach from it. And I feel like in a positive way, whether they're consciously aware of it or not, these Divine Feminines, I feel like it's a good thing, actually. In that way, they're surrendering these attachments to their Divine Masculines. Like when they say, I don't want to be in this twin flame journey anymore, when they look at their connection with their Divine Masculines, I don't want to be connected to this Divine Masculine. But it's not really connection. It's like they're mistaking this attachment that they have for their Divine Masculines for connection. What's important is that we are connected with everything, not only with our Divine Masculines, but not attached. Because when we're attached, that's when it becomes unhealthy. So that's what I'm getting from that. Now, I don't know why I'm holding my phone now. For the Divine Masculines, where are they currently at in their journey? We have here details in reverse. So I feel like they're wanting clarity. If you're seeing that clarity, it's so interesting because this card in reverse, you're seeing clarity. You can read clarity from it. So I feel like the Divine Masculines, they are being overwhelmed. They are trying to research what this is about, what this connection is about. So most Divine Masculines are really doing that. But at the same time, they're getting so much information that they're getting so overwhelmed with all the details and all the labels. Some of them probably already found twin flame. Like, what is this twin flame anyway? And when you find twin flames, there's so much details and you don't know which one to believe in. So I feel like this is causing some confusion too, but at the same time, they're gaining clarity through it. When all they really have to do is just trust their own inner guidance that will lead them to the right book, to a YouTube video, or whatever information online. I feel like this is mostly information online. So where the divine masculine is currently at in this twin flame journey, follow the leader. So I feel like, who's the leader? I feel like this is about the divine masculines being stubborn and not really following the path, and divine feminines could very well be the leader because they're awakened to this journey, but they're just not following. Most divine masculines, they're not just don't want to follow their intuition. So I feel like that's why this is in reverse, but I feel like soon they will. That's why this card is here, because also divine masculines are trying to deny this spark that they're feeling, and I got this in reverse too. I swear those cards are not in reverse, all them in reverse, but all the 3 cards that came up is in reverse. And yeah, it's like they're being bombarded by information, but they're trying to deny this spark that they have, but they cannot deny it anymore. And we have here 43 and 34. We have here the mirroring, 43 and 34. So I feel like that's a 7-7, and that's just mirroring, and that's the divine guidance that's connecting to the divine source. So that's where the divine masculine is currently at. Where the divine masculine is currently at in this 3D, in the 3D. So we have a mountains. This is all about conquering mountains, because now this card, I'm glad seeing this in reverse, because this means that divine masculines are having those, we all know, you're probably already aware that divine masculines, where they're currently at, they're conquering this challenges that they're going through right now, and it probably is a struggle. It's mountains. These are hardships, but I feel like because it's in reverse, they're conquering it. They're getting to the other side. That's why they're gaining this clarity also. So that's where the divine masculines are currently at in the 3D. I feel like this is the mountain. To remind, just to let you know that this is not easy. But their divine masculines are getting through it, whether they're aware of it or not. And this makes me remember of the song "Ain't No Mountain High Enough." So that's a 3D. That's in the physical. Now we have here how the divine masculines viewing these connections at the moment. And we have here magical map shifter. And when I saw this card, this reminds me of the magician card. It feels like, to me, they're not, and when I look closely to this blindfold, you probably will not see this through this video, but when you look closely on this blindfolded man, the blindfold is translucent. It's not, they can't see through this blindfold anyway. It's almost transparent actually. But I feel like this is just a divine masculine trying to put this mask or this blindfold in their eyes, on how they're, very interesting, because I asked how they're viewing this connection. So they're just trying to deny the connection, or they're trying to hide it. They're trying to hide that they know about it. I feel for some. So this is also them not seeing that they can manifest this connection, and they are deserving, and they can achieve this desire. They're not seeing that they're the magician. I feel like this is a combination of the magician card plus the two of swords card, which is as at the stalemate. So when the divine masculines are viewing this connection, they might probably are in a stalemate. They're trying to make the decision. They don't know what to do, follow their heart or their mind, and at the same time they're blocking their emotions. And that could also be it. That's why they're denying this connection. But they know, they will soon know that they can manifest this, and they're the magician of their life. So that's where the divine masculines are currently at. Now looking at where the divine feminines, back to the divine feminines. Where are the divine feminines currently at in their mind space? This is what divine feminines are thinking and focusing on. Divine feminines are really focusing on their finances and their career. Most divine feminines are. So they're just working hard and focusing on that instead of focusing on this connection. Because, yeah. And that's probably what's meant to happen right now anyway. Then we have here the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So for me, I'm getting now this could be travel. So this could be travel for some of you. But I feel like this is the divine feminines looking at making a decision about this twin flame connection with the infinity here. But at the same time, divine feminines are looking at it in a negative way. Yeah. There's probably still some doubts on whether they can overcome this, but they're working hard, so focused on working hard. And most of divine feminines, this is career and business, and trying to manifest this travel, probably to go towards the divine masculines too, for some of you. But I feel like, yeah, this is just divine feminines lacking stability in their mind space, in their mental space. Because why? Because we have here the Nine of Swords. Divine feminines, we are overthinking. I know for myself, I am overthinking about my career too, not only this twin flame journey, but my career. I feel like this is connected. This mission, this purpose, this is connected to this twin flame journey anyway. So I feel like that's why this Eight of Pentacles is coming up. And I'm thinking about 8. This is also 8, like the infinity card here. So really this connection in the mind. I feel like this is just divine feminines connecting with their twin flame through their thoughts and their mental space. That's what I got from that. But we're overthinking. We're having sleepless nights. Most divine feminines, you know, you are overthinking. And that's causing so much stress. I feel like that's what's blocking us. That's where we're currently at in their mental space. And we're probably just, not to blame everything on the divine masculines, but we're probably just feeling the divine masculines' energies as they're conquering their mountains in their life. Now, very interesting where the divine masculines are at in their mental space. They have the 8. The 8. There's so much 8 here. 8 is all about abundance too. So if the divine feminines are working in the physical, in their career, I feel like a lot of abundance is coming. 8 again for the divine masculines. They're being stuck in their head. They don't know where to go. And this is mirroring this card. When they look at the connection, they're blindfolded too. Another blindfolded card is the Eight of Swords. So they're just stuck, whether this in their mind about you, divine feminines, on what they want to do, but they're stuck on their own will in a way. Like, this is just an illusion. This is them being stuck because of their own mental beliefs and constraints. And when I look this card, I feel like you are divine masculines. They are the only one that can unstuck themselves from this, having that willpower to unstuck themselves from this thinking. What's very interesting is like the divine feminines have the Nine of Swords, 8 to a 9. So I feel like back and forth with that energy of overthinking, sleepless nights, and being stuck. Like, after they've been on this, I feel like the energy is like back and forth to Nine of Swords and Eight of Swords, overthinking, sleepless nights, and when you're tired and overthinking, you will just try to block everything and be stuck with the Eight of Swords until we finally go through the Ten of Swords and this completion of this cycle, until we'll probably do something like an action to get ourselves unstuck from this. Because these two cards here, this is just our own mental, and swords are all about mental states, so this is our own doing to our own self, and we can unstuck ourselves on this. This is not caused by, I feel like, external circumstances, really, but it's our own perspective on things. So if we do action towards changing our perspective on things, then we'll succeed on getting ourselves unstuck from these energies. When we say sleepless nights for the divine feminines, this is the card for me that divine masculines have no chill. They're not chilling, they're not resting, they're not at peace in their mind also. And this is mirroring with the divine feminines. We're just connecting with the thoughts of the divine masculines, so we both have the energies of not resting, not being in solitude, not being in this meditative state. Divine masculines, they have the High Priestess card in their mind. What I'm getting is that divine masculines feeling stuck in their logic. This is happening for a reason. Why? Because they're being forced to listen to their intuition. When you're stuck in your logic and you don't know what to do, and anything that's happening to you can't be explained by your logic, what do you resort to? Your own intuition. They're learning to follow their own intuition. That's why divine masculines have this High Priestess card. When I did these readings before, this card came up in the divine feminines, but now the divine masculines are getting this. There's progress there. Now, looking at the heart space before that, the connecting energy for the divine masculines and divine feminines in their mind space. This is what's available for them: the multi-dimensional universe, the cosmos, the world guard. This is the world guard, but this is more than the world. This is the cosmos. This is like the universe, everything, more than just the world. And that's I feel like this is in reverse right now, because we're both not resting and we're both in this overthinking mode and being stuck, so in our mental space. But this is what's possible for both divine masculines and divine feminines if we learn to unstuck ourselves from those thinking, from those negative patterns and behavior. We'll be able to connect with everything and have this like I feel like represents union too, this card. So now go on to the heart space, and it's already an hour. Okay, I'm only halfway I think. Gosh. Okay, so we have here the 10 of Wands in reverse for the heart space of divine feminines. So with this, I feel like this is the divine feminines just releasing, just letting go of everything that doesn't serve them in their heart space, in their emotion, in their feelings. This could be related to letting go of those attachments to the divine masculines. All this burdening, everything that's burdening. And this is just having this wand. This is like just having one wand, and just like the Ace of Wands, taking action now because of the completion. Letting go of all the wands so you can take action now. Then we have here the World card. So this is about total completion, because we have here the World so many times in this reading, especially on divine feminine side. So they're having, the divine feminines are going through a completion in their feelings towards the divine masculine, in their heart space. And they're manifesting because they have all this sword, wands, cups, sword, pentacle. It's like we're being the magician now. And I feel like this is how the divine masculines are seeing the divine feminines too. In this, whether we are consciously aware of it or not, we are this now. We're embodying the world. It feels like this is like awakening and ascension too, in a way. We're shining our light and we're focusing on our mission, on our true purpose here. Divine feminines in our heart space. Yeah, because of the love that we have for our divine masculines, we've grown into this beautiful feminine woman. Not all divine feminines are women, but you know what I mean. This is also releasing. This is very good because I feel like this is releasing conflicts. This is going through forgiveness. Whatever those conflicts that we have had with our divine feminines, this is letting those conflicts go with this 5 of Wands in reverse. And looking at this card, they're finished with fighting. They don't want to fight anymore. Divine feminines don't want to fight anymore. They just want to reconcile. They're just, people here are on the ground now. Yeah. This could be other people too, but I'm really getting it's about the divine masculines. Where are the divine masculines in their heart space? Ace of Wands in reverse. So they want this new beginning, but they feel safe and comfortable to only just connect in the dream state. That's why we have this. I believe this is like a lizard, salamander. I don't know. I probably have to research that. But whenever I see this, this is about connecting in a dream state. They feel safe to connect into the dream state in their heart space. And you probably are if you're divine feminine, you probably are, or if you're a divine masculine watching this, you probably are having dreams about your divine counterpart. It's safe to connect there, so that's probably why this new beginning hasn't happened yet in the physical. And I feel like the divine, with the Six of Pentacles in reverse, the divine masculines realizing how they want to give back now to the divine feminines to balance this give and take, giving and receiving with the divine feminines. If they have given to the divine feminines, they want to do it now. So that's what, when they were thinking about divine feminines, they want to give to you. They want to give to you something tangible, something that you deserve. So they probably are working on that, and they're feeling frustrated and stressing about it. If they can, now we have here this the Four of Cups with regarding the feelings towards divine feminines, their divine masculines heart space. So what I'm getting from this is a couple of things. They probably realized how they've taken the divine feminines for granted in the past, how they just poured this cup here that represent the divine feminines, and they thought they had other options, and so they are looking at that. But I feel like they're now realizing how they're unhappy with the options that what they currently have right now. This could also represent them if they're like in a karmic with a karmic partner, letting go of that cup of the karmic, because they're unhappy with what they currently have at the present moment, and they want this Three of Cups. Because I feel like Three of Cups could be a third party, but at the same time they want this Three of Cups with their divine feminines. Three of Cups represent reunion. So that's the couple of things I'm getting from this Four of Cups. Now, what does the soul? This is connecting to my intention with this is okay. Before this soul space, connecting to the soul. The connective energy for the heart space of the divine masculines and divine feminines, we have here Five of Discs. This is both of us releasing this, what we've learned from separation, being separated from our divine masculines, being separated for divine masculines, divine feminines being separated from each other. We have learned to conquer our fear of being abandoned, our fear of being left out in the cold, and we're releasing all the stuck energy. So you probably are currently facing, whether you're divine masculine, divine feminine, because it's both for divine feminine and divine masculine. So you're facing this fear of release all those memories that we have of being abandoned. They're coming up into the surface because we're releasing those stuck energy. So it's for you to release now. It's for you to do the work to release now if you keep remembering about the past and everything that triggers you about this issue. So that's where we are at divine masculines, divine feminines. Now this is connecting to the higher self of both divine masculines and divine feminines. What does the soul really want? And for divine feminines, we have here the Page of Wands. Page of Wands wants this fresh new start, just want to have this like childish, innocent, like enthusiasm. They don't want to have this fighting and conflict anymore with their divine feminines. They just want to just feel good and be in that state of being starting fresh and being, you know, when you're in the start of being in a relationship, you just feeling alive and feeling enthusiastic and willing to try anything and willing to try everything with their divine feminines. Just want to try everything with and anything with their divine masculines, creating new experiences and more experiences. So that's what the soul is wanting. That's what the soul of divine feminines is craving. And we have here the world card again. Divine feminines, they just want the world. I feel like this is just divine feminines wanting the world, wants everything. They're not settling for less anymore. And this is also completion of cycle about the soul growth. So yeah, that's that. And divine feminines deep inside, even though you divine feminines, if your divine feminine is watching this, you don't want this connection anymore. Deep inside in your soul, with your higher self, you don't want change. That's what I'm getting. You don't want to change, and you don't really want to be away from this connection, because I feel like once you've experienced this connection, you can't, it's just hard to be with anyone anymore. It's just not the same. I feel like that's what I'm getting with this. You don't want change. So yeah, I feel like this is a change. I don't feel like this is like a negative energy of not wanting change, resisting change, but it could be that. But that's what the soul is wanting. Now, for the divine masculines, what this soul really wants, 7 of Wands in reverse, to release this confusion with all the details, and just want to have clarity with this connection, what this is all about, why I keep thinking about this divine feminines, and they just want to connect with the divine and want to have find higher meaning in life. That's what the soul of the divine masculines are craving. So whether they're resisting it or not, I mean, this is what the soul wants. Sooner or later, we're gonna give in to what the soul wants. What's interesting is we have here the Ace of Wands again in reverse, and we have that in the heart space of the divine masculines. 2 Ace of Wands in reverse. So I feel like what the soul is currently going through is connecting, divine masculines connecting to their passion. I feel like there is a reason why divine masculines are not connected to their passions, to what they're supposed to do right now, to their mission, to their own individual mission. And that's because they still need to experience something. The soul knows everything, so the soul is like saying they still need to experience something. So that's why they're probably not awakened to this, to their own passions, and that's why the divine masculines are currently confused. So I feel like divine masculines just need to trust the process, and we divine feminines too. And we have here the two, what the soul wants for the divine masculines. They want to release this. This is all about the negative thinking patterns. Whenever I see 2 of Pentacles in reverse, and what do we have here? 2 of Pentacles in reverse for the divine feminines in their mind space, in their mental space. Mental space, divine feminines are looking to release these negative patterns in their mind. And so for some divine feminines, they're still looking at things negatively. But for the divine masculines, what they so want is to just release these negative thinking patterns, to be able to go towards passion. So, what does the divine masculine needs to heal? What's blocking them? Divine masculines. We have here desires and faith. So, I feel like these two goes hand in hand. These desires, this is all about passion. If you can read that here, passion, fulfillment, these cravings, they're not giving in to this because I feel like they don't have faith. They're blocked in their connection, like crown chakra connection with the divine, because they're blocking their intuition. But I feel like that's what they're currently learning to in this process, is trusting their own intuition. They feel like they're not good enough for this connection too. That's why they're not. It's like when they're thinking about this connection with the divine feminines, they think that they're dreaming too big. So that's what's blocking them. And what do they need to do? Is surrender to their passion. Remember, I'm talking about passions with the Ace of Wands here. 2 Ace of Wands here in reverse. They're not surrendering to their passions. But this is what they want to do. Get out of their head and feel the fire in their belly. Focus on the people or activities that ignite their passion and just let it flow. What do they need to do? Surrender this negative thinking with this 2 of Pentacles here in reverse. You have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, say thank you for sharing and quickly refocus on positive affirmations. That will help. And the third card, surrender. Divine masculines, they just need to surrender to their soul's path. This is what the soul is wanting, as we have seen this from the cards here. Your life's journey has been perfectly designed for you, for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment, whether it's negative, appearing to be negative or unpleasant. It's all perspective anyway. It's all for growth. So divine masculine just need to embrace every moment, whether they're separated or not, with their divine, like every moment on this journey basically. And the message of guidance for the divine masculines, we have joy. They need to focus on joy and what makes them happy and what makes them feel alive. Joy is the highest energy of all. It's the magical sense that everything is possible. Very interesting, because they feel like on their desires, they're being blocked on their desires, that they cannot manifest this. Everything is possible. Joy springs from appreciating the gifts within each moment. Joy allows you to attract and create your present and future moments at their highest possible levels. Divine masculines need to focus on joy. And if you're a divine masculine watching this is a reminder that everything is possible. Focus on joy. When you focus on joy, you believe that everything is possible. Now for the divine feminines, where we're currently blocked, we have here communication and emotional balance. So I'm getting, for divine feminines, you're probably not, I feel like this is self-expression, expressing your authenticity, saying it is what you really want, and probably the things that you haven't said, you haven't told to your divine masculines. You're probably expecting so much communication from your divine masculines when you haven't been really honest with them. And excuse me. And this is also about self-expression. I feel like this is related to the career that you're being called to do, divine feminines. and it could be related to communicating something. This related to expressing your truth, and you're probably blocking that. Because divine feminines also are feeling emotionally imbalanced at the moment. They're not feeling stable. They're not feeling at peace. And that's why they're not feeling harmony. That's very evident here in the mental space alone. We have here the Nine of Swords. So yeah, this is just reaffirming everything that I've said already. Emotionally imbalance. That's why we're feeling stuck in the physical also. But yeah, this is what they need to heal. We need to fill our own cup, focus on our passions, communicating our truth, self-expression, and that's how we're gonna be able to connect and share with our divine masculines and other people around us and serve our true divine purpose and mission. We need to focus on filling our cup too. You need to fill your cup first before filling someone else's cup and helping other people. Focus on ourselves. And what we need to surrender with this communication, if you're feeling blocked on this, just surrender to prayer. Communicate. This is also about communicating. Like when you're praying, you're communicating to the divine. You're communicating to your angels. Give yourself completely to prayer. Give your worries. Give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard throughout the universe, and answers and support will arrive. So this is a reminder that whatever it is worrying us, we just need to communicate, let it out, especially through prayer. And the help will arrive, and whatever challenges will be more tolerable. In terms of emotional balance, we just need to surrender low self-esteem. I feel like this is connected to communication too, because when you don't feel good to communicate your truth, it's probably due because of your low self-esteem. And why did we have the low self-esteem? Because we have this emotional imbalance within our own self. We did not put ourselves first before other people, just giving to ourselves before we give to other people. Divine feminines, you deserve success, love, and abundance. Set that intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. There. I feel like those cards are straightforward anyway. The message for us, divine feminines, is this is an opportunity for us to forgive. Forgiving ourselves, forgiving our divine feminine, masculines. Forgiving ourselves from whatever we've put ourselves to in the past. Like probably in the past you didn't give to yourself enough, and you give so much to other people or to your divine masculines. But this is like forgiving ourselves for being that person, and also forgiving our divine masculines for the mistakes that they've done. Both of us have done mistakes, so this situation brings us the opportunity to heal, grow, and release negative patterns. Hold the intention of seeing the other person's inner divine light and goodness. I feel like this is not only for the divine masculines, but also for other people too in our lives. We will help you release unforgiving thoughts, feelings, and energies, and lift you to a higher place of peace and compassion. So ask for help from your angels. Surrender your ego and ask for help. It's okay. They will help you to forgive. Now for the messages for both divine masculines and divine feminines. We are being both of us, divine masculines, divine feminines, are blocked on our throat chakra. That's why communication doesn't happen, because both divine masculine and divine feminines are blocked on this. At the same time, there's messages through dreams. So this is reminding us to be aware of our dreams. And we're receiving signs and guidance through that. It's probably a good time to journal your dreams. And we're blocked on taking action. No communication and no taking action. Because there's no communication, there's no taking action, there's no movement. Whether it's movement towards our passion and purpose, and movement towards focusing on our own selves, or movement towards our divine counterpart, we're blocked on taking action. Right now, I feel like this is about also just focusing on our own passions, on our individual purpose at the moment, if we're still in separation. And yeah, and also this discipline too, and motivation. And yeah, I get that discipline part, because when I'm not taking action, I'm just procrastinating. Especially with these readings, I procrastinate. And both of us, what we need to surrender, divine feminines, divine masculines, surrender stress and surrender frustration. And the message for us is to quiet our mind. For both divine masculines and divine feminines, quiet your mind from the angels. Quiet your mind, beloved one, and listen to our gentle reassurance that everything has been taken care of. Stay in a quiet and receptive state without worrying about the exact nature of your desire's manifestation. A quiet mind and body hears us quickly and clearly. This is our request to you. Listen. On however you do that, through meditation, or just basically on how you be able to gain this inner peace. That's how we'll be able to, when we're out of this overthinking state, both divine masculines and divine feminines, that's how we'll be able to hear the messages clearly. And yeah, the guidance for us is to just listen, because we're being guided on this. Everything is being taken care of. So yeah, that's the end of this reading, and thank you so much for watching. And if you feel guided to get a reading from me, all my details are down below. I love you all.